Hi my beautiful angels, welcome back to my channel. I waited as long as possible to start filming this video because the outside noise right now, the construction right now is doing its big one. But nonetheless, I hope that you're able to bear with me through the noise and through the mess in the background. It's just my blanket, okay? I am so excited to get into today's video because this has been a topic that's been popping off lately on my threads. If you haven't followed me on all of my socials, I highly suggest that you do, which is YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't, and of course my Instagram and my threads accounts. I feel like those are the top 3 platforms that I'm dedicating my time to moving forward. My threads has been popping off with my weight loss journey because I've been showing my before and after, and people are just asking me so many questions. What have I been doing? What do I take? What type of workouts do I do? So I wanted to do a little bit more of an in-depth video talking about my weight loss journey, because if I start telling you exactly what it is that I did, you would be like, oh, like that's it? And yeah, you know what's the thing? I feel like before actually doing it, I thought it was the hardest thing in the world to lose weight. And until I started to actually implement the things that I was taught and I was teaching myself, my life changed completely and my weight has completely changed ever since. If I look down at my phone, it is because I do have some notes right here on my phone, and I am going to be giving you a little bit of a background story before we get started on like my weight and all of that, how it was before I actually started to gain weight. Then we're going to get into some questions that you guys have been asking me for the longest. So let's get into it. So as far as my body growing up, I was always the skinny child. I've always been skinny. By skinny, I mean I've always been 5 foot tall. I've never passed 112 pounds. Like, I've been skinny my whole life. And then right when I went into high school, I kind of wanted to like gain some weight. I at least wanted to grow some legs or some thighs or some butt. Like, I had nothing, flat. And of course, I mean, I was a teenager. I was basically a child. Of course, I didn't have the body that I ideally wanted. But with that desire, it came into my mind that I'm like, okay, like I need to start eating more. I need to start gaining some weight. I need to start doing this. I need to start doing that. And then throughout that time, COVID hit. Not only was I gaining weight through just like being stuck at home, but I was intentionally gaining weight by eating more stuff, doing this whole thing only because I wanted to grow a booty. And I now realized that I was doing it the wrong way. So that was actually my first time me gaining weight ever, because when I'm telling you it was the hardest thing to move past 112 pounds, is actually insane. Now looking back, I'm like, wow, like I wish I could just like go down that easily. But just when I was finally starting to gain weight, I gained up to 115 pounds. So I only gained like, what, 3 pounds? And then I gained to 118 pounds. After that, I moved to Florida. I started to, of course, not walk as often because now we needed to drive everywhere. In Florida is where I gained the most weight. So I went from being 112 pounds and not being able to move any further to then being my heaviest, which was 138 pounds. And that probably might not sound drastic to you, but as someone that's always been skinny all their lives, that was a pretty big change for me, okay? So in 2023, I finally moved back to New York City. A month later, my little brother died, and I went through that entire grieving process. I was not focused on working out. I was not focused on anything regarding my physical appearance because, I mean, I was mourning. I was not feeling my best. Then right after that, my grandpa died, and it was just this whole commotion of sadness and being in the house and being with my family. I was not focused on myself. I was just trying to survive. So then towards the end of the year, one of my New Year's resolution for 2024 was to actually start taking care of me and to start loving me and to start showing up for me. So that's one of the things that I prioritized. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to wait till the New Year's to start doing this. I'm actually going to start this month. And it just so happened that it was December of 2023. So that's when I started my weight loss journey. And the person that really, really inspired me, I have to give her a shout out because she really did her big one with this video, but it was Haley Gamba. She has always been one of my favorite YouTubers, very inspiring, very well spoken, and it just so happened that during that time she was also going on a weight loss journey herself. When I'm telling you that I learned most of my tips from her, when I was watching one of Haley's videos, one of the books that she recommended was Cleanse to Heal. Let me actually look up the author because I don't remember remember. It is this book right here. And as I was reading it, it was really giving me such a fresh perspective on ingredients, the things that we're actually putting into our bodies, any toxins that we're inhaling that we have no idea about. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend that you do. And you don't even have to read the whole thing to get the full concept, if that makes sense. Like, I only read probably half of it because I got uninterested, to be honest. I got bored like that. I'm a Pisces. I'm blaming it on my sign. But nonetheless, it gave me the morning routine that completely changed my life ever since. During my weight loss journey, this is what my morning routine would look like. It completely changed the way that my body functions when it comes to energy, when it comes to losing weight. The way that this morning routine debloated me and brought down inflammation and made me lose weight is actually insane. So let me break down how it is that it actually performs on my body. So when I would first wake up, one of my first priorities was to drink 16 ounces of water. I posted that recently on my threads that people really underestimate how much it affects your body when the first thing that you wake up and put into your body is drinking coffee. That kind of stresses your body out. So what I like to do was to drink water first thing in the morning, at least 16 ounces of it. You don't have to drink all of it right away, by the way. Like, you could just drink like probably 8 ounces right now and then wait like 10 minutes and then drink your 8 other ounces. Did that, then I had to wait 30 minutes and then I would drink 16 ounces of celery juice. I saw that somebody recently asked me how I drink my celery juice and whether it's just 16 ounces of pure celery juice or if it was celery juice and water. What I am gonna say to that is to not limit yourself, because when I first started, I would first do it with a mix of celery and water, considering that I had to use a blender, not a juicer. But now that I finally have a juicer, I of course only do it with just celery. But yeah, don't limit yourself and use what you already have to make sure that you're completing this. Drinking 16 ounces of celery juice is going to make such a huge difference, not only on your metabolism, but also on your skin. And the way that your skin just shines and looks better and detoxes you really does make such a huge impact. Normally, when I first started drinking that, I didn't really see much of a difference until I had to wait 30 more minutes and then drink my shake, which consisted of blueberries, bananas, and spinach. The spinach sometimes used to change with kale, or the banana sometimes used to change with mango. Like, I used to change the fruits up and the veggies up, but one thing that will stay consistent for me was the blueberries, specifically wild blueberries. Wild blueberries have so many benefits and it has so many antioxidants, and when I'm telling you that it got the stomach moving, it got the stomach moving. You have to make sure that you're at least drinking 16 ounces of your shake. And I will say that I have other videos within my vlogs. I believe so. Yeah. My past 2 vlogs have included me making my shakes in case you want to see what that looks like for me. I do have to warn you, after you wait those 30 minutes and you drink that shake, it's an immediate bathroom trip. And that's what's going to be flushing you out. And it's going to be flushing out all of the toxins, everything that you've been hoarding into your stomach. It's going to flush you out immediately, because another one of my problems is that I'm the type of person that needs more fiber than usual in order for me to go to the bathroom. I know it's so TMI, nobody talks about pooping on this platform. I am gonna say I have stomach issues. I'm a girl. I feel like most pretty girls struggle with stomach issues. But yeah, including more fiber in this way is what actually allowed me to drop weight much quicker, because it's not being stored within my stomach and I'm actually able to go to the bathroom much easier. That was my morning routine, and I also made it my mission to now include a protein base with something that also has even more fiber, like veggies or a salad. The point is that I had to include something green within lunch along with the protein. I tried to avoid carbs a little bit more than usual during my lunchtime, because I really wanted to prioritize just some protein and some veggies and just calling it a day, keeping it very simple. Only because during this time, I feel like when I started this routine, I was going through kind of a detox phase. That detox phase lasted about 2 to 3 weeks until my body finally adjusted. So I would keep it very simple and I would only do a protein and a veggie. Then for my meal time, that's when I actually ate something that I was craving. It was either like a pasta or anything else that I'm craving that's probably a little bit more carb related. I will tell you this, the point is to not necessarily cut carbs out. That's not really the way that I would want you to think about this. However, it was much easier during this time for my body to digest much heavier meals during dinner time. That way I'm not bloated and feeling disgusting and looking very much inflamed during the day. So that's kind of a little bit of a girly trick that I have for you that I learned from Haley Gamba. Leave a little bit of your heavier meals during the nighttime so that you can still look fabulous all day. Listen, that does not mean that I'm gonna be going out at night for dinner and I'm gonna be ordering McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, anything fast food related. Like, I highly recommend cooking at home if you can. Make the sacrifice at least during the beginning because it does make a huge difference. And keep in mind, this is not just dieting. This is not just something that you're going to be doing temporarily, but this is a lifestyle change, and that includes cooking more at home a little bit more often. Even at dinner time, I still try to include a little bit of a colorful plate. Just because I'm eating a pasta doesn't mean that I'm not including a salad as well. Like, I have to make a balance. If we want to get specifics into portions, I just ate what my body was full with. Like, I would put stuff in my plate, but just because I put a lot of food doesn't mean that I have to finish all of it. I come from a Hispanic family, so one of the things that I always grew up with is that I always had to finish my food. So I felt bad not finishing my food even when I was full. And it's like, no girl, like you have to finish eating when you feel full, because that's when you train your body like, okay, I feel fulfilled, I should probably stop here, because if I eat more I'm going to overindulge and I'm probably also gonna feel like shit. And when I finally started to implement that little bit of a switch, my weight started dropping like that. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but during this time I also cut out juice completely, which was one of the hardest things ever. I don't crave juice anymore. Coming from a person, when I'm telling you, I could not eat a meal. I couldn't sit down to eat a meal without having something to drink. That was juice or soda. Juice was one of my biggest things to cut out because I drank it very frequently. It has a lot of sugar. And I also didn't want to drink my calories during this time. I would rather eat it, which was probably what made it easier to cut it out completely, because I wanted to eat more instead of drinking more. I don't drink alcohol either. I know, shocker. People are always like, you don't drink? Yeah, I don't drink. And people are always surprised when I say that I don't drink. You're probably like, probably not in front of your parents. I genuinely don't drink, you guys. It was never really something that I felt that I needed to like have fun, and it makes my stomach hurt all the time. So I don't want to go through a stomach ache. Like, I could drink, I don't need it to like have fun. So it's very easy for me to cut it out completely. So cutting out drinking as well, or cutting back, is going to make a difference as well. And during the first month of me doing this change, I did not work out, only because I already felt that my body was going through a drastic change diet-wise, so I didn't want to add a little bit of stress to my body. However, after that first month, I did start to implement some workouts. Now let's get into the type of workouts that I did once I finally started to implement that within my routine. By the way, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, I'm a little bit sick, and I'm really trying here. Like, I could barely breathe right now. Let's continue pushing through. I hate going to the gym, and that is because I feel that I could never get into my groove at the gym. I like working out at home, and I feel very safe in my home to do so. One of the things that I always have loved doing is at home Pilates, and I started implementing the guided workouts by Rachel's Fit Pilates. One of the first few ones that I did was the 28 challenge for beginners. I of course started small, so I started to do it 3 times a week only. Even just doing it 3 times a week made such a big difference, because people always ask me. Even just now I looked at my phone and I put on Instagram a question box that you guys could ask me any questions on, and somebody asked me how my face slimmed down so well. Keep in mind that whenever you're doing Pilates, like mat Pilates, reformer Pilates, wall Pilates, Pilates is a form of lymphatic drainage on your bodies. Pilates can promote lymphatic drainage by stimulating the lymphatic system, which helps remove toxins, reduce swelling, and improve circulation. That, along with the way that I was eating, was detoxing my body so much. So that's why I stick to doing Pilates, which makes a huge difference on my body. Let's get into some more questions that you guys have been asking me on Instagram. How long did it take for me to start seeing results? The first 5 are always going to be the hardest. It took me about a month to really see like the first 5. I'm gonna say 1 to 2 months to really see it go down, because when you first start losing weight, you lose a pound, then you gain 3, you lose 3, then you gain 5. Your weight always fluctuates, especially during the first beginning weeks. But finally, after being 2 months in, I lost the first 5 and I didn't gain it back. Then after losing the first 5, I would say that I completely went from 138 to being 116 by month 5. And if you really think about it, it didn't really take that long. Like, I feel like it went by pretty quick. As soon as I lost the first 5, the rest dropped so fast. What changes have you felt besides the numbers changing on the scale? I will say that my confidence has been through the roof. I feel so much more confident. I also feel like anything that I put on just looks so much more prettier on me. I just feel like I put anything on and I make the outfit. Like, my body makes the outfit. And I look good. And I love the way that I look. I'm just like, yeah. I be feeling like that girl, to be honest. And besides the numbers changing on the scale, another big difference that I've noticed is that whenever I eat something very high sodium or something that has a lot of seasoning, my body does not do well with that. Like last night I ate spaghettis. My mom uses a couple of seasonings and also dairy, which is cheese. I don't do well with that. My stomach hurts and I look a little bit puffy today. Oh, something important that I almost forgot to mention is that I stopped eating past 8 p.m. during that time. That changed my life. I stopped eating till 8 p.m. and I would say that I would eat in the morning around 9, 10 sometimes. I feel like something that would hold me back more often than usual from starting this weight loss journey was me being too hard on myself, where I was like, it's either all in or nothing. And it's like, sometimes like, yeah, you're gonna be all in, but there's gonna be some days where you're gonna fall off a little bit. And it is up to you to pick yourself right back up and continue. And that's fine. You're still gonna see your results. You just have to commit to being consistent. Were you taking any supplements during this time? I was taking evening primrose oils, which helps really good with my ovarian cyst, with that pain in general, like period cramps and women's health in general, making my hair grow, making my nails grow, allowing my skin to glow. I have a link in my Amazon storefront, by the way, if you want to look into it. But the evening primrose oil, I actually got it from Walmart for like $6. I know that there are more expensive options on Amazon, but like it still gave me the same results, to be honest. So that's one of the things that I was implementing. I was also taking beef liver during this time because I'm severely low on iron. Be on top of that, especially if you're going through a diet transition. As of right now, the only supplements that I'm taking are probably my hair growth vitamins, which is from the Mary Ruth orange bottle. I'll include a picture right here, but I've been taking that one ever since I struggled with heat damage back in October of this year. I'm so mad. I was so sad. Honestly, like my hair was falling out and it is still breaking, but I'm just now starting to see a little bit of improvement. And I've also been taking oil of oregano, which has been making such a drastic difference, you guys, in my stomach. If you want to go to the bathroom and really relieve some gas, I know it's so TMI. But if you want to feel less inflamed, I also recommend adding oil of oregano. Not only am I using that for my stomach, but I'm also using it because I struggle with seborrheic dermatitis, which means that I have like a type of fungus on the scalp that's very itchy. Dealing with seborrheic dermatitis as a curly girl is really the worst thing ever, but oil of oregano has been changing my life. My scalp is way less itchy and I love that. So I recommend that as well. Another question that I often get is if I have been able to maintain the weight, which yes, I have. But the reason why I have been able to maintain the weight, it is because I went through a drastic lifestyle change. Like I already previously mentioned that this wasn't just like a diet change for me. This was a whole entire lifestyle change. I still implement everything that I've already listed to you. But yeah, I've been able to maintain the weight. It officially made a year. I made a year. Wow. That's insane. I made a year with the weight off. Oh, that makes me so happy. I was able to go down to 116 pounds from 138 pounds. That's crazy. Anyway, if there's one thing that I would love for you to take from this video is that it is okay to love yourself and still want to change the way that you look. Just because you're changing up your weight does not mean that you don't love your body. It only means that you want the best for your body and that you want to look your best and that you want to feel your best and that you want to be your healthiest. I feel like people have this wrong idea of body positivity, where it's like just because you've gained weight that you're supposed to accept the way that you look. And it's like, you're supposed to love yourself. Yeah, your self-love is supposed to still be there, but if you want to change your weight and you want to be healthy, change it. The world is yours, babe. And if you want to lose weight, lose the weight. If you want to work out, work out. If you want to be more disciplined, be more disciplined. You know what's the greatest thing about having choices is that you have the power to change your life with just one choice. All it literally takes is just making the commitment and sticking to it. Anyways, angels, that is the end of my video, and I really hope that you enjoyed all of it. And if you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe because it really does help out my channel a lot. This is the first time that I actually do an in-depth video of my weight loss journey, so I really hope that it made sense and that it resonated with you on some level. As mentioned before, don't forget to follow me on my socials because I do give daily updates on the types of food that I eat, what I'm doing, my workout routine. I get into all of those details on my Instagram and my threads. And of course, don't forget to let me know any questions that you still might have on the comment section down below, or what type of video you would like to see next from me. I love you, I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye!